Hello, today I would like to tell you about the book Green Jolene and the Backyard Bees by Wendy Mass. This is the second book in the Green Jolene series, which is, I would say, something for elementary school age readers. I heard somebody call it early middle grade. I don't know if that's what it would be called. It does have chapters, but the text is very big, so to give you an idea, and there are illustrations throughout, as you can see. It does have an age recommendation on the copyright page. It says ages 4 to 8, grades 2 to 3. So maybe this would be considered a children's chapter book, I don't know. But anyway, this is a cute little series that started being published last year. This is the second book. Wendy Mass is one of my favorite authors. I've been reading and enjoying her books since 2019. And although I'm not quite the target audience for this, I can read whatever I want in the first place, but also because she wrote it, I wanted to check it out. Last year I read the first book, Green Jolene and the Neighborhood Swap, and that was pretty cute. I decided when I found out that this one was going to be coming out, since it would just be at the library as well, I would check it out. I think that Wendy Mass's books are always a fun concept and a fun time. She generally writes middle grade. There have been a couple of young adult books, and then there are some for slightly younger readers like this one. It seems that this is a series and there are going to be more books, but I'm not sure exactly how many. Maybe the author has some sort of agreement with someone. There's going to be a set amount. Maybe it'll depend on how well they sell, I don't know. So I don't know exactly how many books there will be, but I've liked them enough to want to continue reading them whenever there's a new one, so I'll continue to do that. So the first book is about Jolene hosting a neighborhood swap meet for people to get rid of things they don't need, but not just throw them away, and to give them to other people who could use them. This book is very much about environmentalism and doing things to help the planet and being resourceful, and Jolene cares deeply about helping others. She is very caring, thoughtful, and, like I said earlier, resourceful. This book has a big focus on bees, which you may have been able to tell from the title and the cover. So Eugene has a neighbor, Mr. Harris, who has a grandson named Eugene. Eugene is staying with his grandfather over the summer. Jolene and Eugene have become friends. Eugene's the one who started calling her Green Jolene, a nickname based on just how green and environmental she is. And Mr. Harris keeps bees. But his bees aren't doing so well. They don't have all the resources they need, so he teaches Jolene about how bees work and about pollinator gardens, and she decides she wants to start her own pollinator garden to help out the bees. Also, her mom narrates audiobooks for a living, so honey is very useful for her voice, so she's thinking about other people too. Throughout the book, Jolene writes letters to her best friend Amy, who moved away, and she moved away before the events of the first book. There are letters in the first book as well, and in her place moved in a girl named Brittany, who I believe is the same age. Brittany's not exactly the same. She's, I wouldn't say super mean, but she's a little standoffish. She doesn't warm up to the other kids as easily, but she does have things she's good at, and Jolene learns that in this book, and they do connect a bit. So Brittany's involved in this too. There's also the neighbor, Mrs. Berg, who also has a garden, but her garden's a bit different. It works differently, so Jolene learns about the kind of chemicals that she uses and how those can actually be harmful to the bees. And throughout the book you see that the neighbors have been reaping the benefits of Jolene's swap meet. This book very much has a focus on community and helping each other and the planet, and I really like that. I found this book quite educational, informative, useful, inspiring, relevant, and creative, and it's just a fun time. It's very sweet and cute and wholesome. The illustrations are adorable. I will actually read from the illustrator bio for you. The illustrations are done by Billy Young, and it says that he likes drawing cute and silly things. Green Jolene fits neatly into this category. It says some more things, but I agree. There's a dog, for example, Jolene's dog Webster. He is very adorable. I love his little nubs for legs. So yeah, the illustrations are very cute, and that really adds to this. In this book, I learned some things about gardening and bees. Some of the information I think older people will already know, maybe not all of it. I think maybe some of it I didn't know before. Some of it will be pretty basic to older people, but for younger people, this can be a way for them to learn about that, because if older people would see that and be like, yeah, everyone knows those things, they had to learn it at some point, so this could be one of the ways that kids could learn it. So yeah, I think there is some good gardening advice and information here. I think generally kids will probably like this book. I think Wendy Mass still understands how kids feel and operate. I think there's some humor to this that they'll like. At the back of this book, the author included some ways you can help, and it's got in a few different ways. It's got some ways you can help in your home, in your community, and beyond. Now, do you have to read the first book in this series to really understand the second, or before you read the second? I would recommend it. It's not a huge deal. If you just read the second or somewhere in the middle of the series, I don't think it'll be extremely confusing. Some things are kind of just repeated again. Some things are characters you may not know unless you've read the first, but it's not a huge deal. But yeah, I would recommend it because this does have continuity. there are things referenced from the first book, like the swap meet and the characters. So it is a continuous story. I do look forward to seeing where it goes next. It kind of does hint at the end what the next book might be about. Overall, this was a cute, fun, light read. I'd give it 4 stars. It's pretty easy. I enjoyed and felt inspired from it. I guess recently I've read quite a few books for young environmentalists between the Green Jolene series, and also earlier this year I read Turn the Tide by Elaine Demopoulos, which is about plastic pollution. So that's a little theme I've noticed. If you've read this book or anything by this author, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and thank you for watching.